Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to do a full face of Estee Lauder. This includes products that are included in their holiday box. They release this every year for the holidays, and this is $90 with a value of $652 with any Estee Lauder purchase. So you can buy a pencil sharpener and buy this. I actually enjoy getting this because you really get your money's worth, especially if you use some of their skincare. I use the Advanced Night Repair every single night, and this alone is $85 for the small bottle. I also use their eye cream, and their cleanser is really good. Now, I don't buy the cleanser. I buy it when I get it in the box, but it definitely is a good one. The only reason I don't buy it is because it is very pricey, and I have other more affordable cleansers that I can use. If you guys hear any noise outside, there's a park behind our home, and they're doing the lawn. Of course they are. They started a while back, so this should be finishing pretty quickly, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come across the video. So anyway, I do like the cleanser, and then they have a hand cream, and then the rest of it is makeup, which we all know we absolutely love. So I've already done my skincare. I believe everything is full size except for, I don't think the moisturizer is a full size. We'll see when we open it. And I think the cleanser, I don't think it's a full size, but I still think it's a great value. So I really do enjoy that. I do own quite a bit of Estee Lauder makeup. There's some products that I am missing, so I will just incorporate something else in there. But everything comes in this gorgeous box. Now, I usually use these boxes to store, like if I want to store all of my Estee Lauder products in one bag. So when I'm looking for an Estee Lauder product, it makes it easier for me. Or sometimes I use it to store like all my luxury lipsticks. So I just find a use for it. I don't use it to travel. It is kind of large, and I really try to take as little makeup as possible when I travel. So this is a little bulky for that, but I can definitely use it. Okay, so the top part, this is what it looks like. It does have two compartments, and in this pocket right here, I already took it out of the wrapping. Everything came wrapped in red tissue paper, but I took it out to make it easier. It does bring a very glowy blush. I don't know how much that's going to show up on me, and it is super glowy, so we'll see about that one. A beautiful palette, and you had a choice of either cool tones or the warm tones. I went for the warm tones. Surprise, surprise. But I like this palette better, and I believe maybe the blush was different and the lipsticks are different. And then you do get a full-size mascara. Now, I'll be honest with you, the Estee Lauder mascaras are not my favorite mascaras. There's one that I like, a new release that they had, I think maybe a year or two ago, but this one is not my favorite. But I'm not going to use this one because I have one that is open, because every time you get a gift with purchase for Estee Lauder, they give you one of these mascaras. And then the other compartment, which is the larger compartment, it has a double zipper, and it has the Estee Lauder, comes with a little plastic on top to protect it. And it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful red. It does have a handle, and it feels nice quality. So this is where all your skincare comes. This is the cleanser, the night repair that I love. Then this is a hand cream that I think is a deluxe size. And then this is the moisturizer. I don't know, it looks full size. A lot of moisturizers come in two sizes, but this looks like a pretty big jar. Okay, so this is a gloss, and this is very pretty. It looks like a very pearly light pink. And then you get two lipsticks. I'm going to take those out because I'm going to use this. And then an eye cream. And I am using one of their eye creams right now. So these are the two lipsticks. This one is in the shade, if I can read it, I will write it right here because this is a sneak peek actually. I can read it. So this is very pretty. Look at that. That's a beautiful color. And I think that's the one that I'm going to use today, because the other one is a red. This one, I'm not in the mood for a red lip today. And this one is in Red Ribbon. It's like a really like a tomato red. It's very pretty. I already have my skin prepped. The only primer I'm using the REPHR Beauty moisturizer, which also works as a primer. I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I don't know if this is the right shade. I repurchased this not too long ago, and this pump is from Amazon, because if you guys are familiar with this, This doesn't come with a pump. I think this is super light on me. But we're gonna go with it. I'm not gonna put a lot. I don't feel like you need a lot with this foundation. This is full coverage. And yeah, if you want to cover all your sins, this foundation is it. It lasts all day. It looks beautiful. But you can also thin it out. Yeah, it's kind of light on me. Actually, I told myself that when next time I saw it on sale, I was going to get a darker shade. But I don't think I really look for a sale for this. So it's foundation that I don't wear that often. Not because I don't like it, but because it is full coverage. And I just feel like it's a little, it can be a little too much. I tend to go more for medium coverage foundations. But this is more of a matte foundation, which I like. I don't like super glowy foundations. I'm going to put just a little more. The pumps are little. You don't get a lot. So I'm going to work it into the brush. And I'm going to go into my problem areas. I like foundations that have a little bit of a glow, but I don't like for my face to look super oily. Maybe because I had really oily skin when I was young. So I hated it. So I really try to stay away from really glowy foundations. I do like a little bit of glow, but not a lot. I also don't like super matte foundations either. I feel like those can be, they can look a little harsh on your face. Concealer that I'm using is a concealer that I absolutely love. And this was released not too long ago. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. This is something that was reformulated again. This concealer has been reformulated so many times, and I think I've owned every formula. I'm also going to put a little bit on my lid because I didn't bring an eyeshadow primer. Oh my gosh, that lawnmower. You guys can probably hear that. It's like right behind my house. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to use my foundation brush to go over the face. I usually get the Lancome holiday box also, but this year the palette that they included is the eyeshadow palette that they released not that long ago, and I purchased it when they released it. So I didn't think it was cost effective for me to purchase it. Yes, I can get it for the skincare, but I actually enjoy the Night Repair more than the serum that gets included in the Lancome one. My eyes are super dry, but that is because I have been sick, and when I'm sick, I have a hard time drinking water. I try to force myself to drink it, and the best way that I find myself drinking it is if I put flavoring drops in my water. But wow, let me tell you, I just have a hard time. I don't know why, and that's when you should be drinking the most water. You should be hydrated. And I love water. I got so used to drinking a lot of water that I think that once you get used to drinking lots of water, your body kind of craves it. When I'm sick, every time, especially with a cold, it's hard for me to make myself drink water. And I'm very aware of it. And I really try to, you know, work on it. But I'm like a little kid. I know I have to do it, but I don't. Yeah, I don't have any Estee Lauder powder, so I'm gonna use my Da Vinci Prisma Libre. I look like a ghost. I don't look that bad on my monitor, but on my camera, I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So anyways, I'm gonna grab this brush right here and just put a little bit of that where I need it. With this foundation, I don't feel like I really need to set too much, and neither do I have to with this concealer. So I'm just gonna put just a little bit. And just where I get the oiliest. I'm not going to go everywhere. Yeah, I don't think I need it. Let's bronze this face because, wow, I feel like I need to bronze the entire thing. So this is one of the Bronze Goddess. They do, I feel like they're always releasing a different one of these. And I only have one, and I don't plan on buying another one. I'm going to use this brush right here. This is in Light. It is not the most current release. I've had this for a while. I actually found this, you will never believe it, at TJ Maxx for $4.99. And I could not grab this fast enough. I could not believe it. Someone must have really put the wrong sticker on this bronzer. Because there's no way, even at TJ Maxx, that this should have been $4.99. I couldn't believe it. I kept looking at it. It was like, yeah, well, I love this because it's not too much. It's not orange. It is so forgiving and so easy to use. I don't know if you can tell. If you look at it, it almost looks like it has like a little bit of shimmer in it, but it doesn't translate to the skin. But I think it's just enough not to give you a matte look. But wow, I need to bronze this face up because wow. Casper. So I have a few new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. And I know I'm going to put a cream blush, and I probably should have done the blush first, but on this channel, don't expect professionalism. I am not a makeup artist. I wing it, and I just love makeup, and what you see is what you get. I don't use filters. It is what it is. So I put a little bit there. It is super glowy. I'm going to use this brush right here by BK Beauty. This is a 109. And I like to use this for many things. I like to use it for foundation. I like to use it for cream bronzer, cream blush. I don't know, I just don't feel like this really shows on my face. What do you think? I think I'm going to have to go look for a powder blush. And I do have Estee Lauder powder blushes to set this because this is like super light. They should have given us something with a little more pigment. This is like very light. And I don't think it matters how much I build it. I have an eyelash there. I don't know. I don't think it matters how much I build it. It's not going to get any darker. And it's just going to get dewier. So let me go dig up a powder blush. It's pretty, but it's super light. I mean, I think that this is definitely not very inclusive. I am not that dark and I can barely see that. Let me go look for a blush. I'll be right back. By the way, the bronzer does come with a brush, which you can actually use if it's something that you take with you traveling, which I normally never take anything this big traveling with me, but it is a usable brush. It's not one of those little ones that you can use. So we're going to use this blush right here, and this one is in the shade number 140 Alluring Rose. I'm not sure if this is still available, but if it is, it looks brand new. I've only used it a couple times. I will link it below. I'm going to use this brush right here to just make that a little, give myself a little more color, because this, and I really do think that that cream blush will benefit from being set. It is very balmy. So I'm going to do my eyes and then I'll do a little bit of highlighter. So we're going to use this palette, of course. And the palette is really pretty. I think the color story is really nice. It does have a little protector. Not on the mirror, but to protect the eyeshadow. That's super pretty. Brings 4 mattes. These two, this one here and the first one. So we're going to start with this one right here. I think these will be existing shades with them, but I really don't know. I'm going to use a REPHR. This is number 16 to start. And I'm just going to create a simple everyday look. So how's everybody doing? I'm finally, yesterday I started feeling better. Oh my gosh, you guys, this has been a struggle. It's been like 4 weeks. You know, I don't understand why this lasted so long, even on antibiotics. And the antibiotics made me sick too. They made me upset to my stomach. They made me nauseous. And they gave me diarrhea. I was supposed to take them with a meal, which I did. I took them at breakfast and then right after dinner. But they still made me so sick. I tell you, one thing, it fixes one thing. And I knew that was going to happen. I've taken that antibiotic before. So I was afraid it was going to do that. But at least I am feeling better. My ears are actually feeling better. They're still ringing a little bit, but nothing compared to what they were doing before. I'm going to take a clean brush and just blend the edge. This actually applied very easily and blended very easily. So sometimes the eyeshadows that you get in these palettes, these you know, boxes, Not the best quality, but this is good. I'm going to take this brush right here and go into this light shade. I haven't done my brows yet. You know, in real life, when I'm doing my makeup, I never do my brows till I'm done with my eyeshadow, because I feel like I always end up with product on my brows. So in real life, I always do my brows after I'm done with my eyes. And today, I guess I just went into real life. All right, so that color's pretty. So we're going to go into this one right here, which has a little more of a red in it. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the very tip of the brush. And I'm going to go a little lower on my crease. And guys, I'm not claiming that this is a tutorial, okay? I never claim that. I don't teach you anything. I'll just show you what I love. But I'm not a teacher. We're here to play with makeup. And if you don't like it when you're done, you wash it off. This is not permanent. It's not that important. That is a pretty shade. I like that. Very pretty. It's like a brown with a little bit of red. Very pretty. I like that a lot. And I love the embossment. Can you guys see the embossment on the palette? How pretty it is. So this weekend is my husband and my anniversary. 51 years married. And we were together for about a year and a half. Before that, before we got married. We started dating when I was 17. He was 18, 19. He's like a year and a half older than me. And we got married. I turned 19 in October. We got married in November. I cannot imagine today's world, 19-year-olds getting married, having 2 kids, staying together for 51 years. I don't know. Am I wrong? But our youth is just... Plus, it's not as easy for our youth, right? I remember when we got married, we really didn't go on a honeymoon. We went to the Sarasota area where our honeymoon was a little bittersweet. We were planning a big wedding, and a month before we got married, my grandfather on my dad's side passed away. So we canceled the big wedding. So we had a wedding at my parents' house, my home. I lived at home until I got married. That's pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take a smaller brush. This one is kind of flat. I'm going to go into this dark one right here. And again, this is very pretty. It's like a cool brown. Very pretty. So a little bit. These are pigmented, very much so. So we had a wedding at our house, and instead of spending a lot of money on a honeymoon, we purchased a home. Yeah, we couldn't leave right away because we actually had to go close on our home. It's not like now that 2 people that are not married can buy a home together. Back then in 1974, things were very, very different, okay? So we had to go the Monday after we got married to close on our home because we had to show proof that we were married. So we didn't go away that right away. We kind of did like a pre-close, but not really close on the house. But we were able to spend our first night at our home. You know, we had furnished it and the whole bit. So it was just like the final signatures or whatever. And it was so funny, guys. When we closed on the house, I had to sign a paper that I would not get pregnant for the first year because of our income, I guess. Can you believe that? Can you believe this kind of stuff actually went on? And my daughter was born 9 months and 10 days after I was married. Okay, so, yeah, that paper kind of like, I think it's kind of funny. But I cannot believe that at one point in our lives, that was a thing. So anyways, after we signed the paper, so what, you know, we had to do on Monday, we did leave for Sarasota. And back then, you know, we didn't have cell phones or anything like that. But our family had the information where we were staying. Well, I think I applied a little more on this eyeball than I did on the other one. So when we got to the hotel, we had a message. It was an urgent message for us to call home. And when we called, they told us that my grandmother, which was the wife of, she was like my step-grandmother, My real grandmother, my dad's side, died when my dad was like 2 years old. And her name was Clara. And I saw a picture of her one time. My dad didn't have any pictures of his mom. He didn't know what his mom looked like his whole life growing up. Isn't that sad? And when we lived here in the United States, when we came from Cuba, we lived in New Jersey for like a year and a half. And when we, once we were living here, I don't know, some family member was able to get a picture of her and send it to him. And I looked just like her. A spitting image of my grandmother. Her name was Clara. I was named after her. So anyways, we had a message that my grandmother was in a car accident and she wasn't doing well. So we didn't even check in. We got back in our car and we came back. Well, actually she had passed away, but they didn't want to tell us that. So I'm going to use a little bit of this one right here with my finger. When we get back home, we found out that she had actually passed away. So that was really sad. So we, you know, we had to, this is like a very, very, very not impressive shimmer. I mean, it's right there. It's pretty, but it has like no shimmer whatsoever. This gold one has a little more shimmer. So I'm going to use a little bit of the gold. This one right here. So, yeah, it was sad. She was in a really bad car accident. And she had gone to the hospital. They had actually checked her, sent her home, and then she got worse. And by the time she went back to the hospital, she passed away. Okay, so now I'm going to take a smaller brush, this one right here, and I'm going to go into this one. I don't know why I didn't do the other eye with the gold, but okay. So anyways, after the funeral and everything, we decided to go ahead and have some kind of a honeymoon. So we did go back to Sarasota, and I'm just blending. This is the first brush that I used. I don't know, this is like so dull right here. Let me try this on top. I wish I had like a little more shimmer. I'm going to take a little bit of the shimmery, not that much. Line that up a little bit. Oh, those shimmers are not. I like the mattes. The shimmers are a little lacking. Looks more like a matte look than anything else. So yeah, that was our honeymoon. So I'm going to copy what I did on this eye. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't have any fallout, but I would say the shimmers are very unimpressive, but the mattes are beautiful. I'm going to go into that dark matte. Going to get a little bit on the edge of this brush right here and just go under my lash line. Okay, let me take my brush and just blend. I still feel like I have more brown on this eye than I do on this one. Let me build that one up a little bit. I don't want to mess with it anymore. Okay, so now let's use mascara, and I am going to use a mascara on my lower and upper lashes. I'm going to use a little bit of the Lancome Seals Booster. This is the primer, because like I said, I'm not crazy about that mascara. I just poked myself in the eyeball. Now, Estee Lauder does have a really nice lash primer. It's actually black, but I'm out of it. I have not repurchased it because I have so many of these that I have accumulated, which have been like free with purchase, with, you know, when they've had gift with purchase and things like that. But it is a really nice one. It's really black, and it does a really great job. So if you're looking for a high-end black lash primer, the Estee Lauder one is really nice. Just FYI. A lot of people like to wait for their lash primers to dry. I don't. I feel like if I wait too long, my lashes get hard, and then I have a hard time getting my brush through my lashes. So I go in right after. See, this mascara is like, it's okay, but it's not anything to write home about. I swear, this lash lately, she's just living her own life, doing what she wants. Like, I'm not the boss of her. She's just gonna do what she wants to do. She wants to curl inwards, and I can't stop her. Let me finish 2 coats of this lovely mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did my brows also, and like I said, this is not my favorite mascara. So I'm not even going to open the other one. I'm probably just gonna pass it along, because I mean, really, mascara is so personal, and what I don't like, someone else may enjoy. So see, now it's building up a little, but I have to work too hard. I don't feel like I should have to go through my lashes 5 times to get the lashes that I want. All right, so now I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter, and I'm going to use this one from Dior. I do not have a Estee Lauder highlighter, and this one is in the shade 05. And I'm going to use this brush right here, and look how pretty this is. This is so beautiful. This is like a rose gold kind of thing, but it's not too much. It's just beautiful. It's my kind of highlighter. See, it looks dark there, but if I put it, look how pretty that looks. It's just not too much. It's just gorgeous. So pretty. Okay, and I'm going to take this big brush and just go over the entire area. Okay, so now for lipsticks. I used to have some lip liners from Estee Lauder, but I decluttered them because they were dry. So this one is from About Face, and this one is in the shade, I will list it right here. It's a little darker than what I wanted for this lipstick, but I tried to lighten it up a little bit with my finger. These lip liners last forever. They're very long wearing. It's very pretty. I like that. So these are not magnetic, but you do have to find, it has like a little, I don't know if you can see it right there. It has like a little lip right there, and you have to put that in the front and the back. It's got one in the front and the back, so it clicks in. So this is my completed look. My eyes do look a little dry, but that's my fault. Not drinking enough water. So this is a completed look with the Estee Lauder. This is the holiday box, and I like the palette. I like the mattes more than I like the shimmers. But I mean, when you consider that I mainly got it for the skincare, and yeah, the makeup is nice, but to tell you the truth, I don't know how much I will use this. It looks nice set with a powder blush, but it was way too light for me to set it with, for me to leave it alone, not set it. And let me put a little bit of more powder. I'm going to take this brush right here, very little, and just put it like right here where my pores are. This is a nice powder. I've heard a lot of negative reviews on the loose powder, but I like this one. And I have the original. I still have that eyelash there, guys. It's hanging on for dear life. I have the original loose powder, and I have quite a bit left because I was very late to the party on getting that powder. But I like the look though. It turned out very nice. But I mean, if you're looking for something that the shimmers are going to be, you know, really bright and, you know, really make a big impact, you're not going to find that here. But if you're looking for a subtle look, which I think a lot of the, you know, Estee Lauder, Lancome, Clarins, a lot of their makeup is like this. It's not going to be give you super impactful shimmers. I do like them. I just wish that it would have been a little lighter on the lid. I still feel like my right lid could be a little lighter. Let's see if we can lighten that up a little bit. This feels like it's a little too dark still, not matching the other one. I need to stop, right? But overall, it's nice. I can see myself using this again. I can't really see myself grabbing this again, so I'll probably pass it along. I'm trying not to keep makeup that I feel like, oh, but maybe, no. If it doesn't wow me at the very beginning, and I think I'm going to grab it and use it again, I'm trying to pass it along because it's just going to sit in a drawer, take up space, and it's silly. And I'd rather have somebody else enjoy it. All right, you guys, so this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and for listening to my chit chat. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing day, night, whenever it is you're watching this. And I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.